Alright, so the second half of this worksheet is hard. It is very hard, and y'all are doing very well so far at solving them. But I've had a lot of requests for demos on help on 5 through 8, so this is a video on that. Number 5 says find 4 consecutive even integers, such that the sum of the second and the fourth is 132. So I'm looking for 4 numbers, so I need 4 letters. I'm going to use A, B, C, and D. Can you see that? You kind of can. I might switch to pen later if it gets too blurry. They're even integers. So to get from one number to the next, I'm adding 2. And that helps me get my first set of equations. I'm going to have A plus 2 equals B. B plus 2 equals C. And C plus 2 equals D. Bam! 3 equations right off the bat. Really what you're doing is you're taking this little plus 2 thing and you're sticking it in equation form. Now you need an equation for the number of equations you have needs to be the same as the number of letters you have. Right now I have 3 equations and 4 letters, so I gotta keep going. The sum of the second and the fourth is 132. My second letter is B. My fourth letter is D. And that's going to equal 132. Now that I have my 4 equations, I need to start figuring out how to plug them into the matrix. This guy right here, I can't plug him in because I got my letters on one side and my numbers on the other. When you're rearranging it, it's important to keep the letters in order. So instead of subtracting A to where I'd have B minus A, I'm going to subtract B. The other thing I need to do is I need to move that 2 over to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 2. B's cancel out, 2's cancel out. I'm going to have A minus B equals -2. I am writing it this way for a reason, and I'll explain why in a moment, but this big gap there is intentional. Same thing over here. Got a minus C and -2. C's cancel out, 2's cancel out. B minus C equals -2. Last but not least, subtract D, subtract 2. D's and 2's cancel out, and I have C minus D equals -2. When you're setting up a matrix, each column of the matrix is a different letter. So for A, B, C, and D, you'd need a 4x4 matrix. We don't have any A's in the first equation, so in the A column, you need to put a 0 in the first row. We do have a B, so I'm going to put 1 there. I don't have a C in my first equation, so I'm going to put a 0 there. I do have a D, so I'm going to give it a 1. Next up, I have an A, and I got a -1 next to B, but I don't have any C's or D's, so I'm going to put 0s there. Next line, I don't have an A, I do have a B, I got a -C, don't have a D. Don't have an A or a B in the last equation, but I do have a C and I do have a D. That's how you would type in your matrix A for problem 5. A, B, C, and D. You make sure you put 0s if you don't have that letter in the equation. And then matrix B is the same as it always is. It's just going to be that guy. So, let's type it in, shall we? No, I don't need to change my batteries. Stop lying to me. I am going to do this extremely speedily because I have a time limit on how big of a video I can upload. So feel free to pause it if you need more time to go ahead and get this set up. Also, because like, who wants to watch a video of me just typing things into the matrix? That's boring, and I am many things in this life, but I try not to be boring. Whoop! Almost messed this whole thing up. Alright. Inverse of matrix A times matrix B. 62, 64, 66, and 68 are the right answers. So all the way over here, I'm going to do 62, 64, 66, and 68. If you have questions, stop the video, shoot me an email. Next up is number 6. I need 2 consecutive odd integers, such that 4 times the larger is 29 more than 3 times the smaller. Boy, is that a disaster of a sentence. Let's start with the easy stuff. I have two letters, A and B, and they're odds. So to get from one letter to the next, I'm going to add 2. My first equation is A plus 2 equals B. Because I have two letters, I need two equations, and that's where the second half of this thing shows up. The words more than tell me it's going to be a comparison. So I'm going to put A on one side and B on the other side. A is my small number and B is my large number, because I need to add 2 to get from A to B. 4 times the larger, put that 4 right in front of the B to be 4 times B, is 29 more than. So if my larger guy is more than, he's the big one. So I need to go ahead and give 29 to the small guy to make them equal. Last thing I need to do is 3 times the smaller. Give that A a 3 in the front. Alright, I have 2 equations for 2 variables. Now it's time to set them up for the matrix. Subtract 2, subtract B. B's cancel out, 2's cancel out. A minus B equals negative 2. Subtract 4B. Subtract 29. 4B's cancel out, 29's cancel out. 3A minus 4B equals negative 29. Speed run this lovely matrix. Side note, the number of rows and columns that you have in your matrix will always be equal to the number of variables you have. Whoop! And there's only so many different things Ms. Schmidt can multitask at without messing it up at. There you go. 21 and 23. Alright. I have reached the end of the amount I can successfully record and still have it upload in one piece. I'll do another video for 7 and 8.